talk, these ideas. Red Solo talk, let's talk these ideas. Red Solo talk.
Dear listener, before we dive into the depths of the Red Solo Talk podcast, remember, the views and opinions expressed here are just that, views and opinions. They belong to their speakers and not to the universe at large. So sit back, enjoy, and always think for yourself.
Bam, nigga. That's right. Hell yeah. What? Uh-oh. We going around the board with it. Around the board. Press every fucking button. No, all right. Too many F-bombs right away. Press every button in this shit. Impromptu show, Red Solo Talk. I didn't put no lotion on my knees today. Damn. Hey.
Who am I with?
What's my boy named G? Can we call? Hey, audio. That's right. I am the host. I am your host. This is Red Solo Talk, impromptu episode. Red Solo Unplanned. And I'm here with the hosts that know the most.
Manny.
We can't call you that.
And we'll reverse it. I'm gonna introduce just to make it clear. This is
fuck it. Audio Jones, baby.
All right, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Because he came up with a name for you. And I'll promise.
That is not.
He was like, I got it, and I was like, nah. Yeah.
No, that was actually a joke I had when I was a little kid. I used to try to rap.
Oh, okay.
I used to be like, my name is the number one pleaser. I get it for his teachers, just to tease her. And I used to just try to find as many rhymes. So when he called me that, that's what it brought me back to.
Because he was like, I came up with it. I know we're going to call him. I was like, you can't call him that because that's just his name.
But it can't be called Red Solo Talk without having our Red Solo cups and something in it.
So these are not our normal. Yeah. Again, this was an impromptu. I hit you up and I was like, I'm ready to roll.
Like a pseudo OnlyFans.
Yeah. I was just like, bro, let's fucking go. I feel like potting. There's so much shit that happened, and the next episode is going to be the date 8/18.
It's going to be unrelated to when you're actually seeing it.
This might come out before then. Facts, but we just but there was so much to talk about. There's so much to touch on, and I was just like, bro, you know what? What was exciting to me? The urge to pod. When podding became a model for me, just to get I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna record myself talking. It went from this concept of I'm doing it for this. I'm doing it because I like creating and I'm a creative, but it actually hit me and I was like, I want to talk some shit. I was just like, oh shit, I like potting.
You've had particular things on your mind?
The bad part is all of them are for the 18th. All the topics from the 18th. I have so much to say about that shit. Okay. But yes, guys, this is Red Solo Talk. This is an impromptu so this is a little off the rails. We decided to fuck it, run it up, and fucking go crazy.
So if this could possibly be our next preview episode to 8/18.
8/18,
which just happens to be the date we recorded, but not necessarily when you see it.
I'm gonna have my brother on. It's gonna be interesting. We had John on
JD. I don't know who that is.
John Doe.
Jacob Jingle.
We've had people that's been on, family members that's been on multiple times, but I've not had yet my brother.
Yes.
And that's going to be really cool because I like him. We came from the same vagina. That makes us connected. Very,
So you're excited or not excited, but you have things on your mind.
I'm excited.
Okay, you're excited about these topics that are coming up.
Yeah, because they're fun.
We don't really want to talk about it because that'll ruin the actual episode. But what are give them a preview. We'll give them a preview. This is the preview.
The preview. So, all right. So just so you guys know, we won't touch bases. So we're not really based on current events. This is not what the show is, where we just react, or maybe we do. Maybe we like,
because that's what we do in real life, right? And we record our hangouts. I don't know what that is either.
This show is gonna be all kind of bleeps. Manny in audio reacts to maybe if that's something you guys want to see from us, then we'll do it, and then we'll react in real time, like Alabama or Neo or chopping off kids' chicken nuggets. Damn, that's crazy. Because that was good. Damn. They said didn't land. All right, cool.
No, it was a shot. We don't have them isolated. So,
yeah. We need to talk to the engineer so we can program this shit accordingly.
Yeah, and find better, sound
effects. All right, so prior to here, you got to witness a little bit of like the not chaos, but just something on the back end. If y'all don't know, other than podcasting, we all have our own endeavors. I won't go into your personals, but my personals is on the internet. I'm a musician and engineer and marketeer, digital marketeer, and you got to kind of like sit in on some of what's going on. Any questions, any takeaways, or anything? I think, but you've seen it so much and rocking with me.
This was the most serious I've ever seen it.
Okay, you like my pitch though?
Yes. This was definitely the most serious I've ever seen it. Like every time before felt like
just some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't know, most people in the music industry or in the industry of services understands you get clientele, you service your clientele. Sometimes you have to build, some kind of like you do a demo or you provide a proposal. So today he got to sit in and watch actually in some plays in action. So it was really interesting because now I can go back and be like, how was it? Because to me, everything I do is golden. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Any takeaways or any suggestions or constructive criticism? Did I overtalk anything?
No. I mean, to me, again, it's so not my world. I was just a little kid.
Okay.
Just absorb. I was just a sponge. Mm-hmm. I was just quiet, a sponge. I don't have any critique or anything. It was for me. I was like going to college and I'm gonna take a course.
Okay.
And I was just sitting as a student and watching the professors and.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah. I just don't know how much is private, how much is,
Oh, we can talk about anything. I don't give a damn. My life is on the internet. Y'all have seen the worst of me. If you haven't, you can find it in the link below. Mask off, I think they call it. Yeah. So it's Friday and it's impromptu and boy, we better do a good job here.
Well, we can talk about what's in our red solo cups.
Oh, red solo cups. Oh, yes, right.
Every episode we try a new whiskey, cocktail, drink, anything. It could be a beer, vodka, tequila.
I couldn't do the show without them.
You'll try it because if you name it, we'll try it.
Yeah,
as we vibe and imbibe.
So this is our hangout. This actually is a repeat. I don't have the bottle, but if you're looking for a very reasonable tequila, sipping tequila, because everybody talks about Patron. I'm not a big fan of Patron. I'm sorry. I guess we're not going to get that sponsorship. But there are some alternatives. And if you're looking for tequila, make sure if it's not reposado or añejo, we don't rock with the Blanco. Blanco is...
Is it a tease for Montgomery?
I guess it is. That's right. Because we support melanin around here. And you still didn't upload the video, nigga. Oh, yeah, I can say nigga.
I did upload the video.
Not the real video.
What do you mean?
Did you? The actual, the one that the vantage point that you have?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the joke, the parody one.
What parody one?
The one where the hat toss by the pool.
There was a hat toss.
Yeah, but the one that we were joking, that the joke, there's a joke and then an actual vantage point that I or maybe I didn't catch it. Okay.
Or maybe I didn't see the real one. You're saying that was a parody.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is not, you wild. Shalom is, because, are you serious? Are you serious right now,
bro? This is the incident, right?
I know you're not serious. You're not serious.
Why? Describe what's happening.
Because the joke landed very well. I was like, okay.
What did you think of the video that you saw? Since I guess we could talk about it.
I didn't see the one because you have a vantage point that's not viral, as you say.
What is it? I'll put a link down below, actually, and you guys can watch it.
I haven't seen it.
No, the one that I sent. What is it?
That one that you just played? Trust me, it's viral.
Because we can talk about that one.
Oh, yeah. So there's, as you can see, Alabama is a hot ticket. You know, we have everybody in the world is done. There's songs made after this. And if you wanted to invest, I would invest in folding chairs. I'm seeing an uptick.
So many videos went viral.
That particular video was like the first one I saw, and I was just like, this the internet wins every time.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of like memes for it because we're discussing the Montgomery. I guess we could tell them what it is.
We can talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it.
So give them we're not going to discuss it. We're not going to discuss the real incident, but we'll tell them what we're talking about.
The argument is justification of behavior, but
what we're talking about is the
Montgomery brawl,
August 2nd,
August
or 5th, August 5th,
August 5th, where you had this domestic civil. Situation where there was some violence involved, and there's two parties. As the information starts to rise
by coincidence, the parties involved were perfectly separated by race, and that's what made it a big deal on the internet. And we're going to discuss the particulars.
My question was if what they found to be the catalyst or the determinant for them to react the way that they reacted, would they react the same way if the individual was white? That's my question.
Would who react differently?
The family that imposed the assault initially. So if the person was white, would you get that same behavior?
Oh, okay. And that is the answer that you're going to get on the
18th?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yes, exactly. Yeah. But that is the question.
That is the question.
Yes.
That's what I asked. I was like, would they do the same thing?
Yes. And my answer is yes, but I'm going to
wait till the 18th
to actually elaborate on my answer.
Same, right?
So this episode is a commercial.
To hear more... And in next episode, yeah.
Oh, you know what we can do? We can do this all for clips.
100%. It's no fucking guide here. Hey guys,
we're recording our hangouts.
We wanted to talk to you guys. We had some shit to say, and it was a good excuse to get drunk on a Friday.
Exactly,
ain't it?
You ain't lying.
Yeah, that's right. What's your schedule looking to this weekend?
So tomorrow's my only day off. I'm working overtime, covering for some coworkers' vacation. So.
I have to wake up at 7 in the morning to do some video work.
I have to wake up at 7 in the morning to donate plasma.
You know what?
Have a physical.
If you're talking about a philanthropist, this is what we want to call it.
Yeah, I call it the matrimony between selfless and selfish needs.
Let's talk about that. Do you mind talking about the
plasma donation,
the money part of it?
Like, I don't mind.
How much you do annually? What was the potential of earnings?
5 figures.
What's the maximum you?
4 figures.
Oh, because the tax man.
Yeah. You get 4 figures. A decent amount of 4 figures.
This is all. Nobody knows. We're just guessing.
Yeah. It depends how consistent you are. The maximum you can donate is twice a week, every week for the year. Different things can happen that can affect that. If one of the phlebotomists, damage a vein and you get bruising, you have to miss out on 2 months. So you miss out on that income. Yeah.
Did you experience that?
No, I haven't. I've seen it all. I've been doing this for many years now. It's a matrimony between selfish and selfless needs because I'm in a special program, the anti-D program.
Okay.
Do you remember this?
They don't let the amateurs touch you.
Yeah. Do you remember this?
We've talked about it.
Oh, okay.
You're a VIP.
Yes.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make it short then for if people are listening.
No, they don't fucking know. They don't know.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity to talk about it. Go unpack this shit, son.
Yeah. So
if they want to become a VIP
donor,
fucking Donald Trump level,
donate plasma. Yeah.
Donald Trump level.
I have a negative blood type. And when women are pregnant and they have a positive blood type and they're pregnant with a baby that has negative blood, they get very sick. They end up in the ER, and the only way they can have a successful pregnancy is if they have this special medicine. The only way to make that special medicine is with my plasma or people like me.
You're special.
So that's the selfless side. The selfish side is
I make money doing it.
They pay me each donation.
So that's a good point. So the possibility or the potential, the possibility of earning more really is determined on how rare your blood type is, I guess.
Well, there's multiple factors. So negative blood type, you have to be a man. To be a woman and do it,
it's sexist. It's sexist.
To be a woman and do it, you need to either be like menopausing.
Yeah.
Like you can't have babies anymore.
Yeah. Because you know how y'all bitches are.
Because what happens, why does that matter, I guess, is
periods.
Because you're getting a blood transfusion.
And anemic. They're low iron.
But you as a donor, you get blood transfusions.
Wait, what you mean?
Like every once in a while, they're injecting positive blood in you.
You get blood pumped in you?
I get positive blood pumped into my veins, and my immune system creates the antibodies to fight that positive blood. So I guess it's the other way around.
Wait.
I guess it's mothers that have negative blood type. I've been doing this for so long, I forgot. It might be women that have negative blood type, and if their baby is positive, they get very sick.
Down until you said they put in like
exactly
other blood into
But that's why you make a decent amount of money.
I don't want nobody's blood in me.
Yeah, but that's why you make a decent amount of money. Because I guess there's theoretically it's not a non-zero probability that something bad could happen because you're getting a blood transfusion and there's risks in that involved.
Somebody else's blood in my body.
Exactly. Now there are obviously safety precautions. You know, they freeze it, they test it, freeze it for a year, test it again for like all diseases and everything before you get it.
It sounds sexy, but I don't like it.
Yeah. You know, Oppenheimer.
Oh shit.
So since we always like to connect to a current event, Oppenheimer's recently, have you seen it?
I watched the PBS documentary about him. I learned more about him in the PBS.
Have you seen the movie?
No, I didn't.
Phenomenal.
And in
IMAX.
I wanted to learn about the bomb drop.
Perfect moment.
Hello. If there's anything relevant, or that's a great sound effect there.
But you said you watched the PBS.
I watched PBS to kind of like to understand the person and how he was like a genius, you know, and he was particularly harsh on. He became a professor at Stanford. I forget which college. I'm the nerd, you know. I'm gonna be like I'm not gonna watch the movie until I go learn it in like book form or some kind of like formal education type of way.
Have like a good foundation to really appreciate it.
That right. When I watch it, because I knew of him, but I didn't know of him in such a intimate way. And going in depth into like the concept of like who he really was, why he was like understanding like how he was targeted by the FBI because he was you know he operated around a lot of fucking communist sympathizers for sure. Yeah. So the story I needed to understand exactly. I needed to go learn before I watched the movie. I didn't want that to be the basis of my education. And
the movie does a decent job. It stays pretty true to the truth.
Tell the story. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you remember or did you learn about the non-zero probability of destroying the whole world?
Not at all.
So during the Manhattan Project, which is what the big movie's about, it's about the Trinity test and when Oppenheimer oversaw the project, the Manhattan Project that created the atom bomb that is one of the theories behind why World War II ended.
I didn't know that. Drop that bomb, nigga. Drop that bomb, nigga. Drop that bomb.
What was it?
I hope my knees are not
ashy.
Ashy. Yo, my boy G.
Yeah, Gio.
The fact that he pointed out, because I was doing the editing and I was sitting with our other co-host Manny and. You know, and I'm like, yo, is it me or my knees are like really white? I don't understand what's happening here.
But yeah, so during this Manhattan Project where they created the atom bomb, the scientists were doing their calculations and they realized that, you know, so long story short with the bomb is these neutrinos are starting a chain reaction in the atom bomb. And the neutrinos is the key to everything. The neutrinos, critical mass neutrinos start causing a chain reaction. of collisions, and that collision creates the bomb. But there was this non-zero probability that the chain reaction will not stop, and it will light the entire atmosphere on fire, and the whole world is over.
Oh,
It's over. The whole world is boom.
we might fuck some shit up.
The whole world.
That makes it more interesting to me.
It was a non-zero probability that could happen, and they went through. They did the calculation. They realized how small it was, so they went along
It
with
was
it.
just like,
Yeah, so I take that same chance that they took, that non-zero, it's a similar amount that I could get, something from this plasma donation to bring it all full circle.
Yeah, you apply it to, right.
Yeah, so it's that same non-zero. It's that small. The same small amount that the scientists were still willing to risk the Earth to create the atom bomb. I'm taking that chance donating plasma in this special program. Because if you don't want to make that amount of money, you could donate plasma regularly and make a tiny fraction. Mm-hmm. And you're not taking any risk.
But you willing to take it to the moon because based on your education and your information pool.
You make a tiny amount of money that the IRS does not have to worry about.
What money?
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
You asked about the finances behind donating plasma.
No,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got you.
I'm trying to keep the tax man off you. Okay.
Listen to him.
Right. What money? I don't know what money. This is philanthropy work. This is
and again, I don't donate that much. I skip a lot because it's time consuming. So that is one of the things.
How long are the sessions?
Exactly. So donating plasma, the process depends on a few factors: your hydration, your weight, your iron levels.
Like me drinking today, can I go tomorrow?
Well, I'm going tomorrow.
Oh shit!
That's the start of this conversation.
Facts.
Yeah, you really shouldn't, but I've learned enough over the years what I can or cannot get away with. So I'm gauging what I do based on. That's part of the calculation is that I donate tomorrow. It's part of the calculation in my mind as I drink. How much water am I drinking? You're probably going to see me drinking a lot of water this episode compared to other episodes.
Yeah, he's a lot looser. We got you in a different kind of relaxed vibe. Where normally you came in here you come in here with your facts on the table. You ready to. I've researched. Let me tell you something. This guy does the most diligence when it comes to topics. I've learned so much working with you. I was like, yo, if you don't do it like my man Manny, I don't want to see it because my guy, go ahead. El Fuerte is going to do the work. All my decisions going forward there, if it does, it has to go through him first. For quality control. He's going to, I have a high confidence in you that whatever I'm buying, a lot of my purchases are based on your research because I was like, he's gonna do the work, bro, and that's something I appreciate about you. Yeah, you're different in that way, buddy. You're different in that way, man. And that's something to learn. You guys take some time and make some decisions, or find you an El Fuerte.
Exactly. Friendship for the utility.
That's the utility part.
Exactly.
But you're fire in that point. So you had a recent date or date night, but a platonic date night with a good friend of ours.
I'm not
at a cigar bar.
Oh yes.
How was that? What was the experience like?
Oh, it was we tried a new cigar bar, and I'm new to cigars. He was fairly new to cigars as well.
Okay. Did y'all went through the whole routine rituals or not even routine etiquette of how to smoke it? Did you have to teach him or he kind of knew?
Yeah, I mean, we both were knew the same amount, had the same. We both had the same confidence in what we were doing.
Oh, okay. So he was better he was better than me for sure.
He had more experience smoking cigars than you. Yes,
right. That's fair.
Because you're like a baby.
I the whole time I'm trying to enjoy it. That's my problem with it is I can't enjoy it because it's too much thinking. I'm just okay, hold it at this angle, and then if you turn it this way, until it becomes secondhand.
Yeah.
It's way too much thinking for me, and I was just I don't even smoke weed like that. So
and specifically smoking, he had more experience than me because he smokes regularly. I don't. So he's like inhaling some of the cigar. I don't do that. So yeah,
is that a thing?
Well, I guess I learned that. Yeah, there.
Oh, it is.
I never. Yeah, that's the first time I ever seen a cigar inhaled.
No, I to do it and it be a thing is different. You know what I'm saying? Is that a thing?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I guess it is a thing.
It's a thing if
possible.
he does it.
Yeah. Like, because there's no right way to do anything like that. Things like cigar smoking, whiskey drinking, anything that has to do with palate and anything that's that subjective, there's no right or wrong way at that point, right? It's like,
no, you probably should.
It's about finding your way.
Inhaling fucking cigar smoke.
But it's a chemical, right? It's tobacco. We talk about psychedelics and theorize about what it does with the mental. So it's like,
I like where you go.
Psilocybin is a drug just like nicotine is, and I don't know how nicotine affects different people and how they gauge what they're doing.
Psilocybin is a drug like nicotine.
Natural plant. Come on, man. Nicotine is a natural plant from a tobacco leaf. Mushrooms are natural. I mean, psilocybin is in the natural mushrooms.
Oh, it derives from plants. Yeah. All right. But the psilocybin is, what we consider that, a molecule?
I don't fucking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're not doing
too much. Too much me negro.
Right. I was like, why did you keep calling it that? It's milagros.
Yeah, that's a funny. I told her I was gonna steal it.
He's very bad at Spanish. So, all right. Yes. So I did my first second shaman trip. Mm. Yeah, and I trip sit a good friend of mine. You might see him on Cigar Time, and he had an amazing experience, which proves we can talk about this.
Yeah, exactly, our theory.
Dumb people don't have an experience or a phenomenon called ego death. And get the bomb. Dumb people. So let me talk for me first, because I don't know what we can talk about. Mm-hmm. I partake in psychedelics. I think psychedelic. I've watched a documentary on psychedelics. Mm. Where the word was coined, and the person that made it, and it's a whole story. Oh, it's on Netflix. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful. It's How to Change the Mind is the name of the documentary.
Okay, I think I've seen it scrolling.
Yeah. Oh man, ecstasy, MD. We at one point MDMA and ecstasy were two different things, but me doing the research, I realized I was like, no, they're not. They're the same thing. We just called it. So there was a guy that was in that test group that decided, I think we should call it ecstasy. Wow. And that's where the name comes from. And he was like, oh, it's just marketing. It just has nothing to do with the composition of the drug, So researching it in psychedelics, because I'm in the pursuit of becoming a psychedelic therapist. I've been looking into the potential possibility of being a practitioner, because psilocybin it was so transformational for me to have breakthroughs, and being able to introduce that to people who may be experiencing any forms of PTSD or any issues or traumas, and help them navigate that through other means. I think that psychiatrists prescribe you with drugs to help you suppress the symptoms of your traumas. Or I think these alternatives make you face your traumas. Mm. And I think that's more important than suppressing the symptoms. And I got to execute that with a good buddy of mine who trusted me to watch over him in his trip and help guide. And I'm thankful for him. So thank you, buddy. And it reinforced my desire to want to play that role, a shaman role, and helping people navigate their traumas and PTSD. And shout out psilocybin and LSD once I get my hands on some. And DMT. That's on my goal list. I'm a psychonaut.
DMT. So my understanding, I didn't do like a deep dive into it. DMT is pretty much what you experience when you have a near-death experience.
That's what it is. Right. It's well,
your body releases it during a near-death experience.
It's a natural occurrence, but that usually only is produced during that transitional state. So like imagine being able to artificially impose that, and when people say I saw a light, and I'm like, they're probably not lying. Mm-hmm. But what they're talking about is the DMT experience.
Exactly.
And I saw my whole life flash.
So being able to have that trip and that understanding of reality, quote unquote,
knowing that you're not
without having to like be in the ER and like your family crying.
Yeah. How profound that could be.
That's what I think about all these natural drugs and the craziness and the conspiracy theory foundation for the fact that it's illegal to even test to understand what psilocybin.
That's why you need to watch this documentary, because it was Nixon and Reagan, and then you find out like even when you talk about the hippies, the government was responsible for it because they were doing the testing, and it was it was somebody from MK Ultra, it was some wild
Charles Manson.
Yeah, Charles Manson, not that particular guy, but yeah. This particular guy decided like
I think the Oklahoma City bomber was also part of MK
Ultra. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that. That's
almost positive. Fact check me in the comments.
Right. That's interesting. That I don't say that it makes sense, but I can understand why that could be very probable, because the government was the government at one point, LSD and psilocybin, all this shit was legal, and there was the war against drugs, Nixon, and the war against ecstasy. That was a different district attorney, and they were these drugs. And what was great about this documentary was we can see where it helped people, and fear, because you didn't know what it was that led should we say it, fear grafting?
Yeah.
Yeah, fear grafting. He was like, you use the word now, fear grafting. I was like, really? I use it though. I was like, you know what?
It makes sense.
Emotional grafting, fear grafting. It's a useful terminology.
We'll have to have Shadow Coach on to explain.
Yes. So later on,
in a future episode.
We're doing some marketing for him.
Be the way, Tito, he was adamant. He wants to do the this year's Halloween episode. He's adamant. He said he wants to do. He already has the costumes in line. He's gonna let me borrow one. Be looking good. So you better start working on your costume for this Halloween, because I got mine that's worth like
Oh, okay. So I do have an idea.
All right, surprise us.
I've thought of. I am. If you like Watchmen, Miss Dr. Manhattan. I've thought about it. But it requires me to shave my head.
I mean, you're almost there.
Oh shit! I'm not going bald.
I am. I'm definitely.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
You see it?
My girl was like, oh, but I think there's like natural remedies. I was like, hey, listen, if you want to search natural remedies,
they do. It's called Keeps.
Yeah, no, natural remedies. There's pills, finasteride, that you could take and it'll grow back. Oh, but I'm like, I ain't taking fucking no.
But why? But why that stance?
Because I don't give a fuck about my hair like that to risk my health in any way. It's the risk, cost benefit, the index. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like to get surgery and like put resources towards like cutting my neck and like bringing the hair up. Like no, I'm good. If it goes, it goes. Like it's just hair. I always wore hats before going bald. My whole life I've had a hat collection. So I was like, no, I'm good. I can wear hats. I can be bald. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like my girl wants, she likes my curls, so she's gonna miss my curls. So she's looking up like natural remedies. I was like, listen, if you want to look it up, you want to get the shit, you want to concoct the potion and do witchcraft, whatever. But it got to be natural shit. You can put whatever the fuck you want.
Like I think you can pull the Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Have you ever shaved your head off?
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten close. Yeah,
I've went bald.
Like skin shaved? Oh, so you're ready to go bald?
I'm not ready. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Everybody was like, "You look weird." I have a Neo head.
You should do it for the next episode.
Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, all right. So I'll see you bald for Dr. Manhattan. All right. Now you're verbal contracted in.
Yeah, it's like I'm probably gonna shave my hair off. And
that's fire.
Paint my body blue like an Avatar.
All right, so I guess I'll give y'all a hint of what we're gonna be. We're gonna be part of the.
Oh, Power Rangers. Oh, you Zordon?
No, that's all I'm gonna. That's the only hint.
Okay.
That's the only hint I'm gonna give. So okay. Tito and I, yeah. But he also said he wants to do an episode before that. But anyways, we're getting in the weeds.
We're getting in the weeds, but I'm looking forward to that because he was such a big. His episode did numbers.
Oh yeah,
and the other episode did numbers too.
Yeah,
a lot of these the numbers are growing. I've been watching. I was like, hey.
Stay home.
Hey, my God. I was like, 100 something.
It's just a little snowball that we just rolled down the hill.
I was like, interesting. I was like, wow. I remember when it was like, be happy for 20 views. Shout out, Mr. Yeah.
And
That's right. Bringing it to you guys as much as we can, and we do appreciate it that you guys take the time. Yes. And all our friends and family, thank you for supporting. Keep sharing. We love you guys, and we'll send you I was gonna say something free.
A Red Solo Talk t-shirt.
T-shirt. Hey, burn the world down. Oh, so he got to learn that you're Darth Maul. And I'm Anakin.
Yeah, I still don't fully understand like what was a joke, what was genuine.
Because
opinion.
Okay, so to bring you on the inside, I have a disposition where I don't like humans, right? I don't have a lot of faith in humans, and my expectations of humans is rather low. It's like humans are going to do human things. Yeah. I don't feel bad about it, or like I'm not mad at them. I just don't have a lot of faith in them to do the right thing. I think humans are going to be self-serving most of the case. You find the rare ones, like yourself, and you keep them. You gotta catch them all like a Pokemon. I said that today. I was like, you and him are like Pokemons, and I just capture you. I was like, come here, Pokemon.
But just for the record, like I think that's what everyone should be to everyone.
Pokemons.
Or just what we're talking about. 100%, like what we're discussing here. Like I think that's what everyone should be to everyone.
Yeah, 100%. Like I told him, a good buddy of ours. We have very vigorous discussions about psychology and quantum science and phonons and protons. But I told him, I was like, all you guys are like Pokemons to me. I just capture the ones that I think are the most interesting to me, and then I when it's time to use you, I utilize you. But I think that's the reality of the reality of the dynamics of the relationships. That I realized that in my friendships, I'm more so pushing myself towards people who are constantly pushing or forcing the evolution of my thinking and making it so to be fair, when I say that, I don't necessarily. It's funny to say like I don't really, humans and their lower functioning, and that's all tongue in cheek. But in reality, what I mean is like I'm looking for people to push my mind forward. Like I like having discussions that are pushing the conversation forward, and I'm able to build and. I don't want to be the sharpest tool in the room, because if I'm the sharpest tool in the room, there's no growth at that point.
I would love asking people like, who's the smartest person you know?
I've never asked that question.
I asked that to everybody. I asked that to a bunch of people.
Question. That's a good question. Still that.
And I was constantly the answer.
Oh, people will be like you?
Yeah, and I did not feel good about that at all.
I can see why. He was like, "Oh shit, I need to change my circle."
Like it was not like, you know, I could imagine someone looking at it and being like, kind of like having that like boost their ego and like thinking positive.
Well, they take away would be like,
but it like brought me down.
And he was like, "Oh, I didn't get new friends."
Yeah, it like brought me down. Like, yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
No, it's what we were talking about when we were talking about the use case of, because I told him, I was like, we're all case studies. I was like, he's case studying you case studying me. I've case studied this guy for years. He's been case studying me for years, but we just accept it. You know, like, yeah, we're just
friendship for the good. That's what we're describing.
It's like I'm studying him, he's studying me. So
shout out to the Influence Colombia episode.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's a fact. That's right. Friends, you move past certain archetypes of those friendships. So agreed. So yes. And I told him, damn, where was I going with it? Oh man, I lost my train of thought.
That was my fault. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good because you made a great point. Because that was a phenomenal fucking car. Is she coming back?
Yeah, she's willing.
She's willing. Shout out to Alo.
Man.
Really good, great guest. If you haven't watched it, we'll put the link down below. If you want to have some great conversation, she was one of my favorite guests. Cause she was down to talk some shit. She was down to beg to differ.
She influenced you.
There you go. Even in this space, he still know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But what you were discussing was that we were all each other's case studies.
Yeah. So there was things that you would do and then how you would operate, and I was like, interesting. You know, one of the takeaways from the conversation that you had at the cigar bar. You know, I don't know how open we could be about it, but I don't give a damn. Everything's for the internet. He said he said you were somebody in search of your voice, in search of, like, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say these words, but you were somebody in search of who you are. Like you're in search of defining who you will be. I said it way better than him, but yeah, that's a fact. But when he said it, I was like, yeah, we all said that. You know, because one of the takeaways of knowing you for all these years was everybody was like, you know, all this intellect, all this information, all this potential. What is it going to be? What is it going to be?
Yeah.
You get the bomb if you want. I see you go for it. And from your friends and family, and they'd be like, you know, and I'd be like, and for me, it was just immediately as soon as you said, I don't want to be a slave to success. I was like, that's the most self-aware answer I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. I've never, like, from that moment on, I was like, I'm fucking with this guy that's it. I'm fucking with him. Whether or not I agreed or not, but I just said to be that self-aware is, I never heard this.
I don't know. You know, I think I used to think in percentages, like, you know, you're in the top X% of intellect, right? But then I get older and you know, you get wiser and you realize, okay, it's not about percentage at all. It's about there's like two types of people.
Yeah.
And there's like people who are
archetypes.
just engaged in thinking and those that are not. And I just think that people who are engaged in thinking kind of have a connection with each other that is different.
100%.
Yeah. And that's why, like, you know, the different places that they are in their lives or whatever doesn't really.
That's what we were building on. It was the psilocybin. Those who experience the ego death.
Oh yes, exactly. That's one of the things we were talking about earlier today. Yeah. But they don't know what we were talking about. They don't know that part. We didn't say it.
Do we?
No, not in that detail.
Should we talk about our theory, or should we wait for the next show?
No, we can talk about it.
All right.
Yeah.
So our theory is, if you are of low bandwidth, ego death is a lot less likely to happen.
Yes, ego death being when you take psilocybin or psychedelics, your
ego dissipates, and you start to quit. You'll have phenomenons like, am I really in this room? Am I really here? Did this really happen?
You're not really an individual. You're just like one with the universe.
Yeah.
There's no filter that you're like having a subjective reality to. You're just kind of
100%. Where you start to
one with all.
You dissipate
the version of you where you like, oh, that's the visualization of myself. And then you become part of I guess this other level of consciousness that is more interconnected. And it's weird. It's freaky. I can understand why it's scary.
But you know what I think about? I think about before pharmaceutical companies, right, were making medicine.
Okay.
Human beings still had to get to where we got with natural medicine, right? So for thousands and thousands of years, all these tribes, all these human beings have been on Earth for thousands and thousands of years having access to these natural plants. Okay. Tobacco, marijuana, psilocybin, all of it. Coca leaves. All that shit, right?
Cocaine, babe.
For thousands and thousands of years. Now the pharmaceutical companies come, which we learned during the past few years aren't, well, we've always known if we look for it that they're not necessarily trustworthy. Yeah, but like a lot of people kind of got smacked in the face with how untrustworthy they are. Yeah. If you were looking. Because again, there are two types of people out there. So we won't go deeper in that.
What he calls them, lazy practitioners.
Yeah.
Which is right.
So those who, you know, who are agreeing with me and not looking at me like I'm crazy, right? That like the pharmaceutical companies or whatever. Like I just find it interesting that it's hard for us to access these natural things that have been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's hard, but we have easy access, losing a lot of money to get these pharmaceutical shit that's, you know, fucking brand new.
You know what? So it was easy. Yeah, that's a bomb. That's a bomb because maybe when you think about politics and the donors, it was easy for me to demonize Nixon and Reagan, and I was just like, wait, but who's funding? Who's lobbying this? Because it was just such a weird position to take. You know, like I hear the narrative of what led them to that, and I said the only thing that would be different would be if they decided to capitalize on the technology of or the synthesizing of LSD and psilocybin, and I didn't see that in necessarily. So maybe there's that caveat, like, okay, maybe that was just like a perfect storm, and that's why they defunded and they started to regulate and they scheduled it, you know, an illegal drug. But there is that other side, which is like, man, well, it could have been the big pharma. Big Pharma was just like, yo, we don't want that shit, nigga. Get that shit up out of here. Let's get these niggas hooked on the drugs.
Well, we're never getting to 1 million subscribers.
Because we talking the truth. Yeah, they not gonna fuck with us.
You know how sometimes we talk about, you know, we got after hours, by the way, where, you know, there are things that are not YouTube safe, but they're paywall safe. And this is a little example of that is going to be on the YouTube side where it's not safe. So this is a little commercial. Not only is this a commercial for August 18th, this is a commercial for our OnlyFans, because
that's right. Man, I'm Malcolm X. I'm Malcolm X.
I'm Martin Luther King.
You know what Martin Luther King said? I watched this and I forget who I was. I think I was watching Killer Mike. And he made this, and I never knew he said this, but Martin Luther King said, I felt like I led my people into a burning house. Because they wanted to desegregate. But if you look at the numbers and statistics, during segregation, imprisonment was at an all-time low for black people did not make up the majority of people that was in prison in the sense of, you know, the prison, industrial prison complex. And then not only that, the nuclear family, we were higher in keeping the nuclear family. Statistically, we were more, we were better off. This sounds weird, but we were better off during segregation. And that was because it forced us to deal with, we owned the bus the bus companies. We owned. We were.
You had
within
your own Wall Street.
Our own Wall Street. Culturally, we thrived because black people dealt with black people, and culture was within the culture, and that's why you see the Asians be the way they are, and the Jews the way that they are, and that's why that statement sent chills down my spine when he said, "I felt like I led my people into a burning house."
I have a question for you because I really don't know.
Talk to me.
I've been hearing a lot lately about ATL, and it's like Wakanda forever.
Yes, it's been like that for years.
So what you speak about how segregation might not have been the best thing. Isn't ATL then an answer to that? Like, isn't ATL going back to a time where,
and then not even going back to the time, it's always been that.
Oh, so what stops? Why won't you go to ATL?
The southeast of this country, southeast bit, and Killer Mike talks about this very eloquently. He's like, all the successful black people and the people who actually has built wealth are from the southeast. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a black community,
and politically you don't even notice because it's just you're expecting the southeast to be Republican anyways.
Exactly, and because most black
I wonder if most black Republicans are in the southeast then.
Facts.
It's
just easy. Yeah, exactly. But nobody talks about it.
Exactly.
And that's what something that I want to amplify, where it's like, you know where the black Democrats are?
In the cities that are
in the metropolitans and the urban cities. But other than that, most of us are really Republican and conservative.
And living good lives.
And living good lives.
In a non-systemic racist country.
100%. Because...
So you just wanted to like go...
Just go all
full
the way.
Dive into the OnlyFans.
Just go
link
all
down below where you'll get more of this.
They fucking lying to you, and if you want to buy it, that's up to you. You know, if you want to perpetuate the lie and continue in the lie, that's perfectly fine. I'm just telling you that ain't the story, my guy. Maybe for everybody in like New York and New Jersey and the tri-state area, I guess, or New England area, but there's a lot of successful stories down here of successful black people, and I think the story is it needs to be said, man. And, you know, like this whole like a generational curses. I was just like, what are you talking about? These people have acres of land. What are we? Because you don't know. That's one thing, you know. You can get educated. You can ask some questions, but go get educated. But fighting demon, not to say that there hasn't been experiences and there's not scenarios where that happened, but that to blanket that to be the situation in all cases, I just don't agree with that. I think it's a lazy way to look at the world, and you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're creating trauma to yourself.
Fear grafting.
Oh. You're welcome, buddy.
So that's kind of like, you know, this is the episode of commercials, right? This is a commercial episode, and that's kind of like also a preview because the Montgomery, Alabama, which is what got us here, you know, there's race involved in that, right? Your brother's coming on to speak about that, so we're not going to touch on that. You have these thoughts, right? When I met you...
I was racist.
Right, yeah. So I imagine when I met you, you and your brother had similar thoughts. I don't know if I'm right about that. I'm just imagining that.
Yeah. It's fair.
Your brother's coming on and to discuss race relations. I've never had that discussion with him, so it's new to me, as it'll be new to them. Have you had these conversations with your brother in this depth or whatever? Have you had these
100%.
Do you bring him to agree with you, or does he still have a different point of view?
I think my brother agrees with me a lot of the times, but you know, I think that, you know, it's a hard disease to kind of like shed off, you know, but
I don't feel like you answered my question.
I'm answering it. Oh, okay. You know, I feel like my brother does agree, but then there's our scenario. Like, I feel like my brother can change his mind, is what I mean. Like, he's not, his dogmatic or his dogma can be changed or influenced because truth is his light. You know what I'm saying? And if you provide truth with data and information, he'll change his mind. And that's why I think that he's capable of doing anything.
And you'll hear from the horse's mouth because he will be on the next episode.
He will be on
preview for The Kid.
And I'm not just being biased because Kid is my brother, but I watched this man evolve and grow, and I'm like, you know what? You know, where
little brother.
He's my little brother. He's my little big brother.
That's a perspective that I can't have. I'm the baby in my family. So I don't know what it's like to have a younger sibling that you're kind of like leading almost.
Yeah. I mean, we're like a year apart, so it's like we all.
Oh, you see, my older brother is 3 years older than me.
Oh, yeah.
He is a big brother. Yeah.
But you like the little big brother.
I don't know what that means, but.
Hey, like mom. Like, no. Whoa. What the fuck? Oh shit.
But no,
I guess in that case,
shout out JD.
I'm the big brother.
Second most appearances on Red
Solo Talk. At this point, no, he
Kid got to catch up.
Oh yeah, no. Jay is he's leading. He's an honorary.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
picture.
Number one, second most appearances, you know, with us, but he is the number one guest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you frame it that way, 100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Big J. You know, always bringing that. You know what I like about him? Because he's willing to beg to differ.
And I'm gonna shout out to Sam, one of our number one fans and supporters. Shout out to you, Sam. So he's gonna be a future guest. You haven't seen him yet, but he will make it here sooner or later.
And shout out to I don't know the other people that you fuck with. Hey, my mermaid emoji. Shout out you, man.
He hasn't been on, and I don't think I have his official name, so I don't know how to say it. EJ, probably. He'll probably go by EJ, but shout out to EJ. Okay. You don't really watch it, though, so
he doesn't watch.
You just pretend to watch it.
Start to watch it. You know why? Because
you got free time, motherfucker.
You played a part in my experience, and I brought you up yesterday, man. He was your shaman assistant.
Oh, yes.
In my journey.
Good point. Yeah.
And that was very important, man.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah, we were talking about the
shroomage.
And how it's natural and we don't have access to it. Yeah, it's like that.
Oh yeah, it is fucking. But it was legal, and then they made it illegal.
Yeah, marijuana. Even the name marijuana is based on like a different thing that the Mexicans used.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's cannabis.
Yeah,
fact check me because this is a long time ago. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But
it's like marijuana.
Towards the end, anyway.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, marijuana was allegedly marijuana was something that the Mexicans were doing. So to capitalize on the racism against or prejudice against Mexicans, they branded cannabis as marijuana and did the whole reefer madness thing and all that propaganda for the population to go along with making marijuana like a level whatever, I forgot how it goes, Schedule 1 drug that is like equal to heroin. Or
that doesn't make
sense at all. Like anyone watching this or listening now in 2023 is like, that doesn't make sense.
It's not heroin.
But
would you try heroin?
No.
Do you have a desire?
No.
Oh,
one of my closest friends died from heroin too. So it's like I saw heroin very up close and personal without having to do it.
I'll be honest.
I saw Sliding Blues. Yeah.
I wanted mine one time. Just like one ride.
I don't know. You have an addictive personality, and that I don't see you beating that.
Beating heroin?
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I could beat heroin.
Well, don't. I recommend you don't take that challenge. I don't think the cost benefit.
This is all jokes.
Risk,
this is definitely getting demonetized. He's out here talking about doing it. No,
you are, motherfucker.
No. It's all jokes. Don't do heroin.
There's truth to every joke.
Oh no, I've lived a time, or I've had the sentiment of like, you gotta do everything once.
Yeah, but there's rules.
Except for gay shit.
Okay, exactly. There's rules.
And sucking a dick.
Well, there's rules.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to suck whatever you want to suck, that's not my business. But so we're all inclusive. I just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Is that okay? Like, I hate this new shit.
What do you mean?
I have to explain.
You're making it weird.
Am I?
Yeah, you're making it weird.
But I feel like if you want to talk, like you have to.
You can just tell the truth. The truth shall set you free.
All right. That's
Because
right.
when you sugarcoat stuff, you're putting a highlight to like it's wrong to say. See, how I operate, I just tell the truth.
Because you don't want to suck dicks.
Yeah, I don't bring up sucking dicks.
I like that philosophy. I like that philosophy. You know what? I don't want to fucking suck a dick. I don't like it. I don't think it doesn't fit on me.
You're thinking about it right now, but that's another conversation.
No, I'm not thinking about it.
There's the elephant rule.
What is that?
If I tell you don't think about an elephant, you're gonna think of an elephant.
Yeah, okay. It's just like some
So yeah, you're imagining yourself
trigonometry.
sucking a dick right now.
No, I'm really not. I'm thinking about how much I don't want to suck penises.
Is that your final thoughts? That you suck penis?
No, it's definitely not.
What are your final?
My final thoughts is that if you should do what empowers you, and you know, sucking penises doesn't empower you unless I don't know something special. No.
And my final thoughts are, to bring it full circle, this has been a commercial to our next episode.
And if you like what you heard here.
If you like what you heard here, and you want to get a more in-depth look with a female perspective, because shout out to
Miami Bay.
Yeah.
Maddie.
We miss you, baby.
You gonna be here August 18th?
August 18th.
So, and we got Kid coming along. First
Uh-oh.
appearance. You've seen JD 3 times. You've seen Kid 0 times. We gonna change that the next episode.
That's right.
And you saw us get a little too crazy. Stuff that should be on OnlyFans, but you've seen it here. So that's another commercial for what you see in the link down below.
That's on the gang.
With that, it has been a pleasure to bring to you a pseudo episode of Red Solo Talk, which I do. I record my hangouts with the wonderful, the creative, the prolific
Audio.
and I am
The host that know the most.
Manny.
El Fuerte.